Okay, I'm going to show you a few tricks about putting an Ikea drawer together. There's other YouTube videos out there, but it leaves out a few of some of the finer points. First of all, just to open the box, I've seen one guy does a great job, but he has you cut it 3 sides. You don't have to do that. It actually tells you right here, there's a little diagram. If you notice that, it basically just says tear this off, spin around, tear the other side off, take the box top up. So the way you know, that goes up on top, and you've got this little, where the box is coming together. So the way I do it is I let it hang out over the edge of a counter or work surface. I put both hands under it and just lift it up. So I guess the camera fell. We'll just keep rolling along. Okay, and then I take the box, spin it, pull it up, and it comes right open. And I usually just lay this right next to it. I take my rail here, take that. I take the side rails, and I look for the hole. I turn around and place the hole down here next to me. And do it on that one as well. And I take the cardboard out. Okay. I take out these little gray protectors that protecting your glide rails. You can move those. Take all this and I just throw it in my burn pile or recycle pile, whichever. Okay. First thing I do is I take my bag of hardware. And there's really 2 bags in one. There's hardware on this side and there's plasticware on this side. So I'm going to take my, where is my razor blade? Ah, it's up here. So what I like to do is take the bag that has the hardware and hold it up where, like this, and I like to just sit my blade on like cardboard there and pull the bag, which cuts it without worrying about cutting your hand. So I'm going to take these 2 dampeners out and I'm going to just pour the hardware out here. I'm going to flip it around, do the same thing, open my bag for the plasticware, throw that down there. I'm going to take these 2 little plastic doodads and they go on these holes right here. You just lay them on top and snap it in. Pretty easy to do. Just lay it on there. By the way, these are your adjustments when your drawer front is onto the drawer. There's a couple of screws in here. One that will make the drawer front go up and down so you can adjust it to your other drawers, and one that makes it go back and forth. So you'll probably take this back off, but just to keep it from getting lost, I just go ahead and knock them out and put them on there. The next thing I do is I put my dampeners on, and I've already did a video just on this, but this is the right side up. Your holes, that fits against the side of your cabinet, and the rail is on the top, and it just really glides. Okay, you got 2 dampeners and they're opposite each other, so they don't, you got to have at least one in the right position. In fact, if I try to put that on right there, that's the wrong position, because if you notice, that causes the gray bar to drop down below this bottom rail. What you need is you want the opposite one. You want, when you put this one on, gray bar is above the rail. It allows that top glide to slide right over it. And it kind of looks like a toothbrush. This flat part here, it goes, you hold your rail up, turn it 90 degrees on the side. This goes straight down in there. There's 2 little metal tabs. They fit right down in there. And all you do is grab this one and grab it like this, let it sit straight down in there, and then pull it. Easier said than done. Oh, there it goes. And it snaps in place, and then your door glide will work properly. Then you take the other side, the other rail, pull it back, turn it over on the side, lay it in there. It's going to be, the gray part is on the top of the rail, snap it in place, boom, you're good. Okay. Alright, this is the back of your drawer, this big long piece, and these are your side arms. These can be tricky to put together. I don't even know if there's really a trick, I just got used to doing them. So for example, it needs to be sitting on this silver rail. So if you put that down like so, then this bottom rail needs to be running at 90 degrees. So if you just bring those two together right there, then this corner should come together at the edge of this silver. So it really just, when you line this up to be flush at the top, right, just like that, and then it just snaps in place. Hope you saw that. Opposite side is true. Same thing. Top of this flush with this. This you want coming up to that corner there, and just snap it in place, just like that. Now, next step, the door guys, just put your bottom of the drawer. So what we're going to do is turn this so that the open side of the drawer is facing you. And take the bottom panel, the grooves go down. Don't make this mistake though. See this finished edge? You don't want to shove it in this way, because then you're going to have an unfinished edge looking out at you. So you make sure the unfinished edge is going into the drawer, the finished edge is on your side. And what I do is hold it up. Can't really see this probably from that angle, but I'm going to lay this right here in this track, right up against the white part. And I'm just going to give it a little pull. There we go. Same thing on the other side. Put it right up against the rail. Give it a little pull. You may have to hold both of them, and against my body, I'm pressing and getting it started. So then I turn it up on in and give it equal pressure. Slide it until it snaps home, and then you're almost done. Next, you're going to put your door front on. So, door front, they're taped on the end, and then I just cut the end of the tape, but you be careful putting your razor blade down through there, because that's your door. You just put your fingers in there and run it down. You might hold it up and just get it started. Pops open through your box. Okay. Now, next trick is this little sticker. That's the bottom of your drawer. But when you're putting this together, I face it to me, and you got these two little metal doodads. They get screwed on right there. Okay. So we're going to use these little fat screws. There's a bunch of those. You use 3 of these screws to put your glide rails in your cabinet, and then 2 of these screws to go on here. So get you you don't want to do this by hand with a screwdriver. You want to use some kind of driver. I love this, a rigid palm driver. It's pressure. You don't have a trigger. You just press it, and that causes it to take off. It's variable speed, and it's also a hammer driver, so it is kind of loud. All right, so you put 2 screws, and you put top screw, middle screw. You don't use the bottom screw on the door. So you always take these things, put the shoe, the long end, down towards the sticker. So the long end with the foot on it goes down, and we're going to put our screws in. I say we're going to do that. We're going to see if we can do that. The other screw in. And where did my other one go? Oh, there we go. Again, the shoe part of that little clip. Second little screw in the middle hole. Okay. Now this, we'll flip it over because we want the sticker down. And I don't know if you can see this, but there is a track. That track right there is where that door, where that metal part goes. It goes right in there and snaps. And it's really easy for it to snap in. Let's see if I can show you. You just line it up, bam, pops right in there. It's almost like it's magnetic the way it goes in. On the other end, snaps together. All right, flip this puppy over. There is one skinny long screw. It's got a little flange on it, and it goes in the middle of the drawer right there. Make sure you get it good and straight in. Don't put it at an angle. You'll shoot up and shoot down through your drawer. But again, got your little palm driver. They're $100, and that's what I paid for this one. And this is a 2016 if you're watching this. And what's cool about Rigid Tools is you register it once you buy it. If your battery ever goes dead, they replace it for lifetime. For $100, you can't beat that. Small, compact, great for putting together cabinets. Okay. Next thing, you got your little back support. This kind of supports the bottom of the drawer in the middle, so it's going to have weight in it, and that just gives a little extra support. You got two screws there and one that goes in here, and these are like the long skinny screw. They're the short versions with a little flange on it, so you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to measure it. Just kind of stick it up in the back, push it up against the back rail, start your screw in there. Kind of thumbs tonight. Second screw. And then the last screw. You don't have to turn it up. I'm just doing this so you can see it. So now your drawer is ready to go in. Well, you got to put your guide rails on. So, and I can't really tell you about the hole position. You got to kind of figure it out. Probably the easiest way to do it is put the bottom drawer on, because these go at the very bottom of the cabinet, and you put 3 screws in it, those little fat screws. And grab them. So you got these 3 little fat screws, and they go in the bottom holes. So you go one in the first hole, one in the third hole. They match up those 2 hole pattern, and then there's one down here at the third bottom one. It goes right in here, and that goes in against your cabinet wall on this side, and this will be the other side. It's very simple. Put the drawer, you just kind of set the drawer in it, push it all the way back until it snaps, and you're good to go. So one last thing is, don't forget about your bumper pads. They go right here and right here. That's where it hits the drawer hits the cabinet wall right there. So you make sure you put those on there. And just go ahead and do that. They go right there in the corners. Okay, I hope that helps you putting together. If you have any questions, put some comments down in the bottom. I'd be glad to answer your questions if there's something you don't understand. It's not the greatest video, right? It's very tough to do a video without someone holding the camera for you. So maybe this came through and you learned something that can help you speed up and get your job done when you're installing your IKEA cabinets.